Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to another Pokemon Unite video featuring Garchomp here in the Master Rank going through the jungle. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone around the world. I heard, we read, Garchomp got a buff. Now for all you Garchomp mains out there, what do you think of this buff? Do you think it's relevant? Do you think he needs more? What do you guys see Garchomp in, Pokemon Unite meta currently? If you guys even care about the meta. If not, if you just are happy Garchomp got a buff, you know what I mean? All the power to you guys. But for those of us who really want to start playing Garchomp, who want to get better with him, who want to climb ranks with Garchomp and stuff, he's in a kind of a rough spot, right? So this buff was needed. But at the same time, I want to show you guys that this Pokemon can actually deal a lot of damage, especially with this new buff now. He can still be a presence on the Pokemon field right now. He's not as good as, some other Pokemon like Zeraora or Greninja, what have you. He doesn't have any gap closers or besides Dragon Rush, essentially, but he can't really stick on a target, right? You can just walk away from him. But what this new buff did was it increases his Dragon Rush damage and increases his attack speed, so it allows him to get his passive up quicker. Generally speaking, kind of like you play Gardevoir, right? They have Garchomp has a very, very late early game. Like, he doesn't do anything until he can evolve into Gabite, essentially. Same thing with Gardevoir. She doesn't do much until she gets her first evolution. Now, I've learned that playing Garchomp, it all depends on who you lane with. For example, if you lane with somebody who can support you inside of the 2v2 in the top lane or 2v2 in the bot lane or what have you, you can do just fine. I still get bugged on this wall occasionally. Now, you can do just fine. I generally like to pick him up and take him in the jungle because that way he can get his levels a lot quicker and he can be a presence when it comes to getting bees and Rotoms and Dreadnoughts. Whereas when you're in lane, it feels like you get so far behind you're not even useful. Unlike when you play Ralts, for example, at least you can poke from range, at least you can do that. Gabite or Gibble, you can't do anything until you first pick up Dragon Rush, right? Which feels really, really bad, especially if they pressure you too much and you get far behind. It makes Garchomp feel in a worse position than he already is right now. Now again, this Pokemon, if you like Garchomp, I mean, you're going to play him regardless, right? But the good thing about him is, if you get ahead in the early game as Garchomp, you become a monster. Like, you do so much damage on top of you already crit, just due to your scaling without crit items, you can already do crit damage. So with them buffing your attack speed, and you get into Garchomp form earlier, essentially, because you can deal more damage, you can brawl a lot better, if that makes sense. You can become a monster early. But it also depends on your team composition. Whereas in this team composition here, I have an Eldergross, I have someone getting shields, I have a Pikachu, generally, who can stun people, lock them down with Electro Web. Well, there's a lot of ins and outs. But he needs a lot of support, I think, personally. I mean, there are better Garchomp players out there than me, definitely, by far. But at the end of the day, like, I'm here to give you my honest opinion on the Pokemon. I do play a lot of Garchomp, just not as much as I used to when he first came out. I mean, when I first came to Pokemon Unite, when, day one, he was different. The meta was different. Now everyone has a gap closer, an escape, a getaway, or what have you. Now you can just walk away from him, essentially, and he feels like he does nothing. But look at this attack speed buff really helps me out. I can duel Lucarios in a 1v1 situation. I get you, he's level 8, right? But you saw how much damage he was able to do to me regardless. It's moments like that where it feels good, because generally when you play Garchomp, you're normally behind, right? Let's be fair. But to get ahead with this Pokemon, it makes you feel really, really good. It makes you feel you're actually doing something. You're not just like, hold on guys, let me get my evolution first. Because 9 out of 10, that's how you normally feel. Especially when you, like I said, when you're playing in lane. But so far I've noticed when I play lane with Garchomp, I like to be in the top lane. Because it's more open space, right? At the same time, it's more open space, but then again, you're up next to the Rotom up here, which gives you the HP, the movement speed, or what have you now, because it's been buffed. And generally speaking, Dreadnought has gotten nerfed, but 9 out of 10 people are going to go down there for Dreadnought over Rotom still. That leaves you free to split push in the top lane, get the Rotom, or what have you. Now, when it comes to this Pokemon right now, I like to still do my rotations. I like to still be on top of that because I am playing in the jungle. So when I play jungle Pokemon, or when I do play the jungle role, I like to be on objectives every single time, every opportunity that I get. Not just we're gonna get them, it's more so like I want to be helping my team. Also, as you can see, Garchomp's ultimate is a little bit different than most ultimates in the game. It's a lot harder to control, but at the same time, when you do Lando's abilities, you do a lot of damage, guys. Like, I mean a lot of damage. And on the downside, for a lot of people, sometimes you activate your Unite move and they just melt you down and you just die, right? You want to start taking Buddy Barrier, just for that reason, most of the time. Bring up Buddy Barrier, bring up Focus Band, make yourself a little bit tankier. Because that's why I'm picking up Buddy Band, I'm running Focus Band, I'm running Muscle Band. I want the attack speed, but I also want myself to stay alive. I'm not running crit items on Garchomp just because I naturally do crits. And also, in case you guys don't know, if you Dragon Claw first and then Dragon Rush, you would do Dragon Claw within the animation of Dragon Rush, if that makes sense. So you can activate both abilities at the same time. If you Dragon Rush first, then try to Dragon Claw, it doesn't work that way. It has to be the other way around. So essentially, you're a Flying Dragon Claw. It's really, really cool. It does a lot of burst damage. It's kind of unexpected, especially for a lot of people who don't realize you can actually do that. But when you hit someone in the face with that ability or smash them to a wall or what have you, you can just go ahead and melee attack them down. But most Pokemon still give you trouble. Like Zeraora gives you trouble. A good Greninja player can give you trouble because they can kite you out, right? Zeraora has a lot of jumps. Greninja just double teams and smoke screens and gets away. And then he kites you out with a Water Shuriken. There's a lot of things that hamper his playstyle, but at the same time, there's a lot of things that benefit from his playstyle now, because he's an in-your-face brawler type Pokemon. Now, in this game here, I just wanted to show this off just because we heard Zapdos got nerfed, right? We heard he got nerfed. But Zapdos, did he really get nerfed? Because so far in my games that I've noticed, it said the amount of scoring points that you get from Zapdos have been, like, lightened, I guess you could say. And to be fair, I guarantee you no one has noticed it, because every single time Zapdos spawns and an enemy team or your team gets Zapdos, what happens? You score and you still get 100 points. Why? Is it bugged or is it working as intended? Because here I am in this game, we are absolutely dominating. My team is dominating when it comes to these objectives. We're getting there, we're rotating, we're doing everything we possibly can. We have more goals than enemy team. We're doing really well, right?
The final stretch.
But here it goes. This is what happens. Zapdos spawns. My team is too busy chasing Greninja. For no reason. Venusaur's trying to go score. He's going with the Rotom to try to go score. I got two up there, Greninja back there, and I got Cinderace and a Venusaur on me here. Now you could argue I shouldn't have been here. You could argue that, right? But at the same time, I'm doing just fine. Right? I'm doing just fine. Until they go up and try to chase the Lucario here. And I don't know why. I don't know why that was a thing. I'm not sure. We could have been on the Zapdos, or we could have been on the Cinderace together, or what have you. But my team wanted to get sidetracked and chase the Lucario, the one who has the escapes, the gap closures, and everything else. Now, we all know what happens here, right? We get it. Everyone makes mistakes, give or take, in that situation. But this is the thing I wanted to show everybody. Again, we get every single objective in this game. Zapdos supposedly gets nerfed, right?
You're on fire! What a goal!
Also, by the way, has anyone else noticed that I drop magnifying glasses now when I move? I didn't notice it until this patch, unless I'm missing something, but you drop magnifying glasses as you want to run around the map now. Only with Garchomp I've noticed this on. But in any case, they pick up Zapdos, and look, they're scoring 100 points every single time. Again, Zapdos has supposedly got nerfed where you score less with that ability. I haven't noticed it. And you know what happens now? That they win the games, they got a Zapdos, their first objective. Okay. Fair, right? This is the one thing that so many people have put their 2 cents in about, have mentioned, and you know, talking about nerf Zapdos, do this with Zapdos, change Zapdos, do this and this. And we finally get that patch where, hey, we're nerfing Zapdos. Where's the nerf, guys? But hey, man, hopefully you guys did enjoy. I appreciate you guys. If you guys haven't picked up Garchomp, give him a shot, guys. He's a lot better than what he used to be. Especially when you do have a decent team composition built around you. He does quite well. And I mean, like, you have front lines, you got to support, or what have you. You can do quite well with Garchomp now. And I think By playing him, people will start understanding that he does more damage. He's actually in-your-face brawler. You don't want to sit here and build straight crit damage items on him. It's super squish. You just melt. But hey, man, it's been Pawse Play. Smash that like button. Come join the Discord. We'll talk to you guys later. I'm out.